We're coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios. This is Prime News on SABC 3. Here are the top stories making headlines this evening.
I am deeply concerned about the possible intensification of the instability in the country, the potential impact on the region, and the precedent it may set for how relations between and among states are conducted.
The United Nations is calling for restraint and respect for international law following the U.S. capture of the Latin American country's president, Nicolas Maduro. Meanwhile, Maduro has just pleaded not guilty at the New York City federal courthouse.
Later in the evening yesterday, we were then hit by what we call thunderstorms. That severe weather condition caused what is called flight diversions.
The Air Traffic and Navigation Services has blamed severe weather conditions for flight disruptions at OR Tambo International Airport.
And during maintenance, the volume of bulk water supply to Johannesburg Water's network will be significantly reduced.
And residents in some part of Johannesburg can brace themselves for another round of water woes that might last for 7 days or longer. Good evening and welcome to Prime News on 3. I'm Paulette Nell. An absolute pleasure it is to be in your company this evening as we bring you the latest developments that we've been tracking for you across the country and the world. With that said, let's get straight into it. We begin with the story that's been making headlines. The United Nations Under Secretary General for Political and Peace-Building Affairs, Rosemary DiCarlo, is calling for restraint and respect for international law following the U.S. capture of the Latin American country's president, Nicolas Maduro. DiCarlo, while speaking at the United Nations Security Council's emergency sitting this afternoon, whose aim is to address the recent events in Venezuela.
What is less certain is the immediate future of Venezuela. I am deeply concerned about the possible intensification, the instability in the country, the potential impact on the region, and the precedent it may set for how relations between and among states are conducted. Mr. President, the latest developments follow a period of heightened tensions beginning in mid-August, as discussed in this Council on 2 previous occasions. I have consistently stressed the imperative of full respect by all for international law, including the Charter of the United Nations, which provides the foundation for the maintenance of international peace and security. I remain deeply concerned that rules of international law have not been respected with regard to the 3 January military action.
Meanwhile, the United States Representative Mike Waltz has argued that the capture of Maduro by the U.S. military was not a regime change, but justice.
Continue to have the largest energy reserves in the world under the control of adversaries of the United States, under the control of illegitimate leaders, and not benefiting the people of Venezuela, and stolen by a handful of oligarchs inside of Venezuela. But it doesn't stop there. Numerous UN and international human rights organizations have issued reports documenting serious human rights abuses by the Maduro regime, including reports of extrajudicial killings, political prisoners, torture, and arbitrary and unlawful detentions. And we believe a better future for the people of Venezuela and for the people of the region and the world is stabilizing the region and making the neighborhood that we live in a much better and safer place.
And in news just in, Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro has just pleaded not guilty at New York City federal courthouse. Maduro is currently making his appearance there under narco-terrorism charges. He was flown by helicopter from his detention center in Brooklyn for a short trip to Manhattan, along with his wife, Cecilia Ferros. And in more related news, the Brent crude oil price slipped during a trade today and was at around $60 a barrel in the afternoon. This is after the United States military operation in Venezuela, and on Sunday, OPEC plus countries, including Russia, resolved to maintain current crude oil production levels until April 2026.
U.S. President Donald Trump has requested Venezuela's newly installed leader, Delcy Rodriguez, to ensure that the United States has total access to the country's natural resources, including oil, adding that the U.S., through its companies, will invest billions of dollars in the country, claiming that it will be for the citizens' benefit. Trump has invited U.S. oil companies to go back into Venezuela to invest, but Professor John Stremlau of Wits University expects a level of caution among these companies, especially given the circumstances under which the country is being persuaded to cooperate.
I think that the companies will be very cautious in re-engaging Venezuela. I don't know, obviously, what consultations went on between Rubio's people and the companies.
Economist Iraj Abedian says there are two key economic dimensions to look at in light of the latest developments in Venezuela, and at this stage doesn't expect much in the way of oil supply disruptions and price risks.
One is for the price of petrol, what might happen in the short and medium term, and the other one is the instability, uncertainty, and political risk that this event injects into the global economy, which is already full of risk and uncertainty and really troubled zones. From a price of oil point of view, it's a non-issue. The fact is that the past 10 years, the reliance on fossil fuel has declined. Over the past year alone, the price of oil has lost almost 25% of it, from just below $80 per barrel to today's around 57.
With the US dollar expected to continue losing value this year, this is said to be positive for emerging market currencies like the South African rand. And with the oil price currently losing steam, this combination is set to augur well for fuel prices in the short term, helping to place downward pressure on domestic inflation. However, concerns remain that should the US pursue other adversaries like oil-producing Iran at a later stage, this could then result in supply disruptions and ultimately push up prices. But for now, current fundamentals suggest that global supply currently exceeds global demand. Dampumelo Ziziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Welcome back. The Air Traffic and Navigation Services has blamed severe weather conditions for flight disruptions at OR Tambo International Airport. Dozens of local and regional flights were delayed or diverted, leaving many travelers frustrated during the peak travel period on Sunday. Initially, the ATNS said air traffic controllers were absent due to sickness or other personal circumstances caused the delays.
The Air Traffic and Navigation Services says operations at OR Tambo International Airport are back to normal. Severe delays were experienced by travellers at the busy airport as the festive season wound down. ATNS spokesperson Mpilo Dlamini explains that air traffic controllers who did not come to work initially caused the delays.
Evening yesterday, we were then hit by what we call thunderstorms. That severe weather condition caused what is called flight diversions, meaning that flights could not land at OR Tambo because of the weather conditions, and then they had to divert to other airports such as Lanseria. But today, as we speak, operations are normal. The people that were not available, we make sure that they are back working today. So the issue of the temporary resource constraint has been resolved. We are stabilizing the environment as we speak. Our focus and all our intentions today is to make sure that the environment is stabilized, and we are happy that it is getting there.
If bad weather develops as forecasted by the Weather Service, safety will come first and some flights may be diverted, although no delays are anticipated today. SABC News, Johannesburg.
Residents in some parts of Johannesburg can brace themselves for another round of water woes that might last for 7 days or longer. That's as Phase 3, which is the last leg of the Rand water maintenance plan, which starts tomorrow. It is expected to be a 54-hour maintenance project, but the recovery time might last much longer.
With another round of dry taps in Johannesburg on the cards, Johannesburg Mayor Dada Morero says Phase 3 of Rand Water's maintenance project might have fewer challenges and a quicker recovery time than Phase 1, when areas around Midrand went for more than 7 days without water. This left thousands of residents frustrated heading into Christmas.
And during maintenance, the volume of bulk water supplied to Johannesburg Water's network will be significantly reduced, and as a result, affected reservoirs will gradually deplete and residents may experience low water pressure or outages. After maintenance ends and pumping resumes on the 8th of January 2026, the system will not recover immediately.
During Phase 3 of the maintenance work, several water tankers will be rotating in the affected communities, and the city has promised to give regular updates on progress and any challenges. Meanwhile, Phase 2 of the maintenance project failed to launch.
Improvement opportunity for this maintenance was to better manage the system. So it's not about the fact that if it's not done right now, it's going to disadvantage us.
Phase 2 of the maintenance work, which will include parts of Soweto and Lenasia, may only happen in June during the school holidays. Patricia Fasahi, SABC News in Johannesburg.
Traffic volumes are expected to increase on major routes as holidaymakers return to the Gauteng province. Earlier today, traffic was flowing smoothly at the Hoek Toll Plaza, where law enforcement conducted random stop and search operations. At the Grasmere Toll Plaza, only a small number of vehicles were coming in from outside the province.
Traffic was flowing steadily at the Hoek Toll Plaza early on Monday, but law enforcers were already there, conducting stop and search operations, mostly on minibuses. Taxi operators are urging other drivers to adhere to the rules of the road to save lives. He is saying that other taxi drivers must behave. They must have driving licenses, they must have permits, and also they must have proper trailers. Some exhausted passengers said they wanted nothing more than to reach their destinations.
Yes, we want to go home, we are hungry.
Then how was your trip from Newcastle?
Yo, it was nice. It was very much fast until you stopped us.
Okay, the driver is behaving, nothing, no complaints?
All good. Driving nice.
You want to talk to us?
I want to go home. I miss my house, I miss my bed, I want to go home.
Other road users were pleased with the police visibility on major roads.
It's been great. It's better than it looked yesterday. So, yeah.
You've seen the police on the road?
I've seen a couple of police on the road.
Are you happy?
I'm happy with the roads. Everything is looking great.
Very nice trip. Very nice weather. The roads is quite busy today, but everything good.
The Gauteng Roads and Transport Department has reported encouraging results from its intensified festive season law enforcement operations, citing a notable decline in road deaths during one of the year's busiest travel periods. Calvin Dludla, SABC News, Gauteng.
Meanwhile, in Limpopo, traffic volumes were low along the N1 near the Beitbridge border post outside Musina. Traffic officers staged 2 roadblocks between the border post and the Baobab toll gate.
Traffic volumes across some of the busiest routes along the N1 in Limpopo were moderate by Monday afternoon. However, traffic authorities are still closely monitoring the roads. A roadblock near Musina was set up in a bid to check the roadworthiness of passing vehicles. Authorities are also checking the documents of foreign nationals traveling to other provinces. There have also been several arrests of illegal immigrants at the roadblock.
After we arrest them, they take them to the police station, they process. After processing them, then they deport them to their country. On a normal basis, we can have 45 to 50 on a day that are entering. That's why now even our roadblock, what we have done, we have divided it into 2 sections. Other one is here, the other one is stationed at the toll gate, because we have received an intelligent report to say these people, they know that we are here, so they will try to enter through the farms illegally, so walking and trying to catch their transport passing after this toll gate.
Meanwhile, some travelers on the road have expressed mixed views.
The whole exercise was so pathetic. People have spent 2 days on the Zimbabwean side. What is happening now? On the SA side, it is closed. They are allocating a certain number of cars to enter.
Border guards under the Border Management Authority are experiencing a congestion at the Beitbridge border post. Katlego Nyoni, SABC News, Musina.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's look into this now. The case against 5 people allegedly linked to the Bekkersdal mass shooting last month has been postponed to the 22nd of January for further investigations. Gauteng Police spokesperson Colonel Mavela Masondo says the postponement was requested so that the accused can take part in an identity parade.
Today, we have asked the court to postpone this matter so that these suspects can appear for our identity parade, because part of our investigation is to establish or to find out if these suspects are also linked to the shooting of Bekkersdal. So we've got our eyewitnesses in Bekkersdal who said they can point out the suspects that were responsible for the shooting at Bekkersdal. Unfortunately, those eyewitnesses they were not available this past weekend. Hence, we asked the court to postpone it. They are out of the province, and we are expecting them back sometimes next week.
Adlak Bafana. All right, with that, let's now turn to the weather desk for the look at the latest weather conditions and the days ahead across the country. It's over to the weather desk.
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the weather desk. Time for us to look at those conditions over the country now. We're still expecting quite a rainy night over most of the central parts of the country. We are talking scatter showers and thunder showers over Free State, stretching into parts of Mpumalanga, KwaZulu-Natal, the Eastern Cape, and also the Northwest. Moving towards Limpopo is just isolated, stretching into that low belt of Mpumalanga. Quite a clear night as we move into Cape Town for tonight. For tomorrow, we start to see an onshore flow that will be causing a 30% chance of showers and rain, and also causing some tight gradients. As a result, we're experiencing some strong winds over that coast. Moving towards the interior, just isolated showers and thunder showers for tomorrow over Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and also the Northwest. Quite a cloudy day as we move towards Bloemfontein. Now, looking at our warnings for tonight, it is a level 2 warning of severe thunderstorm as we move towards that interior of the Northwest, stretching into parts of Gauteng, Free State, and also KwaZulu-Natal. Do remember that level 2 warning of severe thunderstorm means that we have possibilities of strong damaging winds and also heavy downpours, which can lead to flooding, and also lightning can be possible over those areas. Looking at tomorrow's conditions, we talked about those tight gradients over the coast, over the Western Cape. We have a level 1 warning of some damaging winds, so please let's be careful, especially those who will be heading towards the waters. Moving into the interior, we have dry and windy conditions. Temperatures are increasing. As a result, we have those runaway for fair conditions for tomorrow. Temperature-wise for tonight, it is quite cold as we move towards Sunderland with a low of 12, 20 over Upington. Johannesburg dropping down to 13, an average of 20 over Musina and also Palabra. For tomorrow, also expecting an average of 33 over Palabra and Musina. So please, it is going to be a hot day. So please, let's make sure that we are cool. And moving towards the interior over Bloemfontein, expect a high of 33. So it is a hot day. Warm conditions over Johannesburg with a high of 26. Durban at a maximum of 32. Scorching temperatures as we move towards Upington with those runway for conditions for tomorrow, a high of 36. Cape Town expecting a warm day with a maximum of 25. That's all the weather I have for you. Stay tuned.
And that's where we're going to leave it for this evening. Much gratitude for joining us. Let's meet again next time. For now, it's good night. God bless. Ooh.